Another question from
Yes.
Mr. Lowe. Could the representative for the National Rifle Association please come to the panel? Mr. Lowe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And I'm sorry, the gentleman from the NRA? I'm sorry, I didn't get your
Yes, Dan Reed with National Rifle
Dan.
Association.
Thank you very much, Dan. First of all, I want to commend Senator De Leon for your leadership in trying to ensure that we as a state of California continue to try and address this issue at hand and making sensible solutions. That's what we know is an epidemic in not only our state but our country. And it's certainly not lost on many of us, Dan, the recent events that happened in Orlando. And I will say that I come from a family of law enforcement officials, and my view on guns has evolved over a period of time. My stepfather worked at Elmwood Jail in Santa Clara County. My mother worked for the Department of Corrections, and my brother is a police officer in Mountain View in the city of Oakland. So very much supporting individuals in law enforcement. I will have to say, though, similarly, I think many of us were shaken by recent events over the past years, and most certainly as of late. And less than 72 hours ago, 49 people were slain in a nightclub in Orlando. And it's very difficult for me to sit here and look at you in the eyes and have respect for you, sir, Dan, because not only because of the lives have been cut because of your organization, mothers and fathers, but many lives have been shattered from it. And I've had some questions that I anticipated that you would be here in opposition. And I'm going to ask for Akira Murray, who was 18 years old and went on a family vacation after graduating high school. She was the youngest murdered victim Saturday night. I'm going to ask for Jean Perez and Louis Wilson Leon, who were 35 and 37 respectively and longtime partners. I'm going to ask for everyone else who can't be here today because they were murdered by gun violence. Of course, the reason they were murdered was because specifically of your organization, Dan, which has vigorously lobbied to allow for these things to occur and acquire weapons. So I'm going to ask a question.
Please ask a question.
To the extent possible, again, for those individuals, as you sit here today, how do you believe that this simple measure will not help save the lives of those that are so important in the state of California?
Mr. Chairman, through you to Mr. Lowe. So your question is, how is this measure not going to do this? This measure is relying on a prohibited possessor, a criminal who's already prohibited from owning a firearm, to apply to the Department of Justice for a serial number to put on a gun that they're making outside of this, correct? And so the same people that are already defacing firearms and who are already breaking numerous laws, we're now relying on them to apply to the Department of Justice. I just don't see how that's going to be a tangible public safety benefit. So, thank you.
Okay. Thank you.